Hey, good day, everyone. Good day, good afternoon. Good afternoon. For those who's out there listening, tuning in to LWO, Latinos with Opinions, also Latino World Order, hashtag sober life, hashtag recovery, always recovery, always recovering from something, you know. Uh, all week, well, all these past week I've been going live on Facebook, on TikTok, even Instagram, you know, and I'm talking about recovery, sober life, and everything that comes with it, all the good, all the good, and all the bad that we have to go through to receive the good, because that's how it goes. We have to go through a lot of stuff, a lot of mess, a lot of mess, a lot of baggage, a lot of toss-up stuff to get from one point to the next in order to feel like we have accomplished something, if not succeeded something, you know. And I always got to drive from one point to the next. I'll be taking some very long drives. Right now, I'm heading to Newton, New Jersey. Newton, and it's up north. It's up North Jersey. It's way up there. It's in the mountains. I can feel it in my ears right now as we're going up the mountain. Because my ears it's a little cloudy. And I just had a conversation with my mom. I just had a nice conversation with my mom. A nice big conversation. Talking to my mom about some stuff. Because I told her about this guy that I picked up, who was a young brother, early 30, from the hood of North New Jersey, who was a very interesting guy, had a very interesting conversation that I enjoyed because it wasn't a regular conversation, but it was a conversation about stuff that, that we know back in our head, right? Because we have done research on it or read or heard, but now you are able to talk to someone else that also knows about this stuff, so it becomes interesting, you know, which they call a lot of top secret or conspiracy type of stuff. Good stuff though. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's good stuff. But all in all, when you working on yourself, and working on things, right? It's good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good that you always keep your mind occupied. You know, you always try to not have space in your head. Too much renting space in your mind can cause you to focus on dumb stuff. So it's good that you always stay spontaneous and unpredictable, you know, second guessing yourself as far as, not letting someone figure you out, have you all figured out, because you don't even got it all figured out. You understand? How can somebody figure you out if you don't even got your own self figured out? Because you're full of surprises, you know? For instance, you may think you was never into fishing, right? All of a sudden you are into fishing. You was never into boogie boarding. But now you tried it out, you want to go boogie boarding. You know what I'm saying? You was, you never played miniature golf, but since you passed by it with your girl or with your son or somebody, guess what? Let's go play some miniature golf now. You always got to be, receptive and willing to do something different. And it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good because you are not here on this planet to be one simple-minded, no type of fun character type of person. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you're not here for that. You're not on in this life for that. To be just known to be hanging by the 7-Eleven gas station, panhandling, you know, looking for another shot of crystal meth, you know. Nah, man, that ain't your life. That ain't what it's supposed to be about. You something more than that. You more than that. You worth more than that. You better than that. You know. Listen, man. No one's perfect, man. You know. If you happen to relapse, you know, once, twice, even 3 times, 4 times, but it was just like a minor fraction type of shit, like you know, one of those minor fractions that listen, that that you punish yourself and bounce right back from it. You know what I'm saying? Not falling trapped on that shit. Like, things happen, man. Like, it's not for you to go hard on yourself and just completely fall off. You ain't supposed to do that. You know, things happen. I understand that. Nobody's saying things don't happen in life. Life is real. I know that life is real. Shit get real. Shit get hectic. You know, I understand that. And then we going through a mental journey too. We go through a mental fight, a spiritual fight, a physical fight. It's not easy, but there's ways to go about it, and there's help. And there's certain things that just you can find your own type of strength, to build yourself up. Like I was saying, like these past days, man, I went to a flea market called Columbus Market in Burlington County, New Jersey. And I'm looking for something that could boost up my testosterone because my testosterone levels just ain't there. It's not there. I know it's not there. I know something is wrong, right? Even though I work out, yeah, when I work out, I get it in, right? But I know I have beat my body up since I've been out. My first few years, certain jobs, right? Working certain jobs, right? I was dipping, getting high here and there, right? I wasn't taking care of myself. I thought I was because I eat right. I take vitamins, right? But all in all, you really wasn't. You really wasn't. Because even though you eating good, a lot of stuff don't really be healthy as you really think it is. Just because you think you have a full course meal, right? Eating salads, right? With rice, beans, meat, right? But throughout certain day that you eat, if your body ain't responding right because of the certain drugs you've been using or the certain medication that you've been on, guess what? You're not really taking care of yourself. Because in order to really take care of yourself, you have to really, really, really know that when you work out, you need to rest good. You need to rest good, right? And that was the problem. I wasn't resting good because I was overworking, and then I was getting up real early in the morning, I was drinking mad coffee throughout the day. I don't know, man, like my body, for some reason, it just wasn't as healthy as it was, or I think it was, when I was doing my beds, you know? And when you think about it, it's not really none of that. It's really is your testosterone. It just dropped. It just came with a certain age, with your age, and that's just the way it goes. Because because after I stopped using and got on the clean side and doing everything right, all of a sudden I had inflammation in certain parts of my leg, my knee. You know, little dumb stuff was happening. Was happening to me. So you know, so you know, it don't got, it don't got nothing to do with nothing else but your age, nothing else. And I'm not 50 yet, but I'm knocking on 50 door. I'm not 50 yet, but I'm knocking on 50 door. So if my sex drive ain't up how it used to be, and my motivation right? Because I'm motivated to get it in and work out, but my soreness, my healing process takes long, and by it taking long to heal, it stopped me from working out back to back or consistent flow like I used to do, and I don't like that, you know, because when you look good, or let's say when you feel good, you look good, and when you look good, you do good. So when it comes to recovery, listen, all I'm saying is you gotta do what you gotta do for you. You gotta do what's good for you and what works for you. So anyway, I was finding something for my testosterone. I came across Shilajit, and I came across this other thing that has Shilajit and other stuff in it, but it's a honey, an old honey. I don't know where it's from. I gotta do research. I don't know where it's from, but I know it's old and powerful. I also have eugenics total tea, which I use it, but I'm not big on it. You know, I'm not big on it. I see people that take TRT and they look pretty good. They look pretty good. Their body look on point. Right? And the conversation we had is, you know, they feel good also. You know, because TRT, testosterone, makes you think better, right? Makes you think better. It like takes that fog out of you. That fog that's hiding in you. That clogs everything up while you think and react, you know. But it's different for everybody. So that's why some people do tests and assessments before jumping on anything like that. Because I was taking gabapentins and Narcan also for as a mood stabilizer that the prisons gave to me. That first they diagnosed me and dealt with me, and next thing they gave it to me. They gave it to me. And ever since I've been out, on the street, I still get it. I still get it, you know. So I cut down on a lot of it, but I still take, I take it at night, which it helps me fall back and relax and, take it down. You know. of that stuff is good for you or safe for you. You know, if it ain't natural, it ain't right for you. It has to be natural, nature, in order to be right for you. So you have to figure it out and see. Like I was talking to my brother-in-law who's a pastor and said, listen, not also do you gotta find things something that's good for your testosterone, but also you gotta see what's not good for your testosterone. That you know, stuff that you could be taking or eating that is dropping your testosterone. And that made a lot of sense. Make a lot of sense. Because there could be certain things that you think is good for you, you know, and it's really killing you. It's really killing that, you know. And I remember, and then when he told me that, it clicked on me because I remember I was scrolling on social media and I seen that someone had mentioned that how bananas ain't really good for testosterone or for libido or it drops your libido or testosterone or something. But then I seen something else. Somebody was making a smoothie and banana was one of the ingredients, banana and something else and something else. And they said that will help out your libido and sex drive and erection and all that stuff. So, you know, you have to do your own research. You got to be your own chemist and just try certain things out. You have to in order to find out because, you know, everyone don't have the same bloodline, the same DNA, same chromosomes, protons, neutrons, and the same atoms as everybody thinks. So it all boils down. You have to do your own research and your own studies. Right now we're in Sussex County, in the mountains, North Jersey, way up there, way up there. And I just wanted, you know, to talk a little bit of this stuff to you guys out there who's listening, who's tuned in to LWO Latino with Opinions. You know, uh, I be really wanting to go in on this podcast stuff and make it my breadwinner, but but in order for me to do that, I really need to see if it would bring money in like that or pay the bill, because I don't think I could, I'm not going to be ready to leave full time and be on the radio live to talk, to just sit back and talk about anything and everything. If it's just going to be a waste for me. I need to see that it brings me some type of income for me to really capitalize on this stuff, you know, because I want to, you know. That's why I haven't really go in and get me a little office type background with the laptop and microphone, you know. It's more hitting. It's more hitting agenda that I got going on, you know. My lady, my fiance, my other half is at Florida right now, and it's a good thing, you know. A little separation is good for us right now. We need it. It's a good timing. Good time. Uh, very appreciated. Very appreciated. Well, I don't know how many other people out there is excited as I am for the Canelo Crawford fight. It's still in the air who I want to put a few dollars on, you know, even though I know Canelo is going to take it. I still would like to bet and go with the underdog, you know, because I know he's going to put a fight on. But he needs to take over the fight from the beginning to the end for them to give it to him. So I say that to say if Carmelo's playing and don't put hands on like he's supposed to, then you know, it ain't gonna be what you think it is. But if Crawford is used to fighting with that weight and will fight hard with that weight against Canelo, he could take it. He could take the fight. So I won't really know who I'm gonna go with until if the fight is on the 13th, I will know on the 12th who I'm gonna go with when it comes to that fight. Yes. So on that note, I'm 6 minutes away now from the pickup point. I'm glad whoever's out there listening, tapped in, looped in, you know. I hope everything going out there well for everybody who's listening. Uh, Anybody who is listening, just know that sobriety is not a race. It's not a race. It is something that takes day-to-day process. There's no cure for it. There's only solutions, information, and suggestions to help you get by. And it takes one day at a time. One day at a time. Yeah, I gotta go pick up my stepson when I get out of work. He's in college. He's in college. Well, his college is only about a 10-minute ride away from me, so I can pick him up and we both go home together. You know, that's how we gotta do it. That's how we gotta do it. All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, listening. You know, I'm always talking about recovery and sober living, you know, because I'm into this stuff. I live by it also. So, you know, if I'm talking about it, you know, I'm going to talk about it to everyone. Until next, everyone. Until next.